Got a new foam roller yesterday. I love using foam rollers to loosen up my muscle fascia. First one I'm doing here is an upper back, middle back, and a little bit of the lower back. I like to put it on my back and put both of my feet on the ground. You can put your hands on your belly or behind your head. And roll up and down for at least 10-20 times. Here I'm doing the gluteus muscles, back of my hip, different angles, sideways and straight, back and forth. Take your time doing these, nice and slow. You could do it with the foam roller on a hard surface if you're comfortable with that, or you could do it like I'm doing now on top of a mat, which makes it a little bit softer and easier. Now I'm holding my hamstring one side at a time, doing slightly different angles by turning my knee and foot to get different parts of my hamstring, inner and outer hamstrings. Of course, do both sides fairly equally. You can also concentrate on one leg or one side if one side's much tighter than another. Go until you feel pretty loose and comfortable. I've been doing this for many years, so I can feel when my muscles are exactly right. Going down to my calves, try to stay on the belly of the muscle, different angles, outside, middle, and inner parts of the calf. I generally have a tighter outer calf muscle, so I like to do the outer part of it a little bit more than the inner part. So everybody has slightly different issues, different areas, so you can concentrate a little bit more on the areas that you want to work on more. Doing the quadriceps and the hip flexors, different angles also, outer, middle, and slightly inner. Most people feel it on the outer parts a little bit more than the middle. I feel it mostly on the outer and inner parts of my quadriceps. Hip flexors slightly also, not too much. Doing the opposite side of the leg, softly, gently up and down. Take your time with this. This is not an exercise for quickness or speed. It's nice and easy and relaxed. Go slow, take your time and enjoy the massage, the muscle fascia release. Here I'm getting the inner thighs a little bit more directly. Inner thighs are pretty sensitive too, but since I'm not putting that much weight on it, I don't feel it too much. Half of my body is on the mat and just the leg weight is on the roller, so not too hard. Do the same thing on the opposite side. As you can tell, a lot of my body weight's on the mat and just partially on the roller, so it doesn't have too much pressure. You can also lift your whole body off the ground and put more pressure on the roller, so your body part that's being rolled has more pressure on it. Totally up to you. So go into a roll for the anterior tibialis muscle right next to the shin bone. A lot of people have shin splints and pain in the muscle right next to the shin when they're jogging or running a lot. Get really tight anterior tibialis muscle. So this is a good way to loosen up that muscle. I like to do this towards the end because it feels really good and you leave off on a good note. I also like to do the chest. Ladies, if you want to do this, you could do it on the upper part of the pectoralis muscle. Gentlemen, guys can do it more on the middle and the lower parts of the pecs. Slowly back and forth. You can put more pressure on it by taking off your arms off the ground a little bit more, or you could put more of your body weight on the mat. Here I'm going into the triceps, palms facing up, back and forth on the bottom of your upper arm. Triceps, a much neglected area of the body for foam rolling, but it's very important to roll most of the muscles of the body, especially if you work out a lot or you are very stiff. Obviously, keep breathing naturally, normally when you're doing this. Don't hold your breath. Now going into the biceps, the upper arm and the front of the arm. Arms almost perpendicular to your torso, palms facing down and upward towards your head. Get different angles. And then after you finish most of the body parts, you can go back to any area that you feel is still slightly tight and go over it again. Usually for me, it's my upper back, my trapezius and neck muscle that gets usually the tightest, just from sitting and reading and leaning over to read text and all the kind of things that most modern people do. So my upper traps, get a little different angle, get my upper back. It feels really good. After you do it, it feels so much looser and lighter, easier for you to move your shoulders and your head around. Then I finished and have a wonderful day.